Hey friends, it's your boy Yort back here with my training journal, first one of the brand new year, journal 22 for the brand new year 2022, so it's good to see all of you. For those of you who are new, this is my training journal. This is what I upload to keep my track of my progress through my martial arts, through my stunt training, and just my regular fitness and capabilities and skills. So thanks for joining me. I hope you find it interesting. If not, all good. Other than that, let's get started. First up, with the new year, I want to talk about something my dojo does called Hatsunuki. Now that is, since Iaido is a classical Japanese sword art, one of the things they do in Japan, or at least for our martial art, they do a thing called Hatsunuki, which is basically, I think it literally translates to like morning cut or like rising sun cut. But essentially the idea is for the brand new year, the first day of the new year, you get up before the sun rises, everyone gets to the dojo, full dress, and we greet the rising sun of the new year with a real, I think in the past we did a standing basic waza, this year we did a sitting basic waza. So it's basically just a real simple cut to, bring in the energy of the new year, give a one good cut to start out the new year. Now, after that, we all sit around, get some food, exchange some stories, have a good time, and then go back home to relax. Now, this year, because of Omicron and everything, we usually do it outside. We usually all meet up outside, and we go inside Sensei's house. This year, because of Omicron, we have not. We just had some tables outside, and it was nice enough that the weather didn't rain or, blow us away. So we had to get to Sensei's house at 7:15. Like that's when sunrise was supposed to happen. We were supposed to get there at like 7. I set my alarm. I changed my alarm. And you know how Apple does the whole thing with like bedtime set? I usually have that set for work. So anytime before that bedtime alarm is on, you can't hear anything. So I set my alarm for like 6. And my work alarm for 7 was still on. So I wake up at 7, and when I tell you I had never gotten dressed so quickly in my life, I threw all those clothes on, and I definitely had a fun time driving there. And I made it within seconds before they started bowing in for class to do the cuts. I was really embarrassed, but what other way to start and bring in the new year, right? But we have our first class coming up on the 7th, which should be, I think at this point, this will be already later in the week. This will be released later in the weekend, so I'll have already, been at this class, the first class of the new year. But that'll be tomorrow for me. Oh, fun thing about that class as well. So in Iaido, when you first start training, you start training with what's called a bokuto or a boken. It's just a wooden sword. You don't practice with any, you get a sheath, or a saya, a plastic one, but you do not get a real sword or a metal sword. After a couple years, you upgrade, and then you get an Iaido, which is it's a dulled aluminum katana, which is what I have, and I think you've seen me practice and work with. That's what I work with. The final level of sword you get is a shinken, which is a sharp sword. Those are very kind of scary, because if you get a really, really nice one, like a one made in Japan, you won't know when you cut your hand to like move it, or like if it does cut you, it might take you a second to notice, which is a little scary because people have really hurt themselves. So you need a first aid kit with you whenever you practice with a shinken. Which brings me around to this new class, or this next class I'm going to be going to. Sensei is bringing one of her largest shinken. That's a bit absurd. I just want to practice with it and see what it's like. So Sensei wants me to, or she's gonna let me practice with it, and I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. I am bringing a first aid kit, but I'm wondering how my left hand is still gonna be in one piece after the end of that class. The thing is, though, this isn't a Japanese shinken. This is a Chinese one, and it's a different quality. And I will definitely know when I am cut. Apparently, apparently it cuts like sandpaper, or it feels like a very rough paper cut. So I should be at least aware of when I am cut by this thing. Just to kind of brag on my girlfriend here for a minute, she got me an amazing gift for Christmas, which has really going to be helping out my workouts, which is a workout bench. I don't have any bars or weight plates yet, but just having this bench has made all of the difference in my chest workouts and my back workouts. Good God, I am so happy, and I am so glad that I have this thing, because I was kind of debating getting a gym membership there for a second, but I really don't enjoy gyms. I don't enjoy the peacocking. I don't enjoy people, the germs, the mess. I like my own space, my own ability to focus, because the gym isn't social hour for me. I'm there to work. I'm there to focus on stuff. I don't wanna hang out. I'm not there to do that, you know? Another thing that I mentioned last year, or in at least some previous training journal, I don't know which one, but one of them, I had talked about starting to practice with my unicycle, and I tried practicing with it the other day, and I think it's too, like, the seat is too long. So I took down some of the bolt out, and I put it down a little bit, because there's different pegs where you can put the hole in for the seat height on the chair. So I put them down a little bit, and I'm having a rough time. I'm still having a bit of a rough time, you know. It's a bit of a process. It's, you know. But man, like, if there's one thing that's gonna make me work out my core, or at least have better core stability, it's gonna be working on that thing, because good Lord. I tried working on grass at first because I thought it would be a nice cushion in case I fell, or, you know, so I wouldn't crack my head open or anything. But like, the instability of the ground wasn't fun. So then I tried it on concrete, and that wasn't that great. But yeah, I'm going to get to the point where I can juggle and do this at the same time, because it's a pretty nice unicycle in that it's the tire is pretty thick. So I think I could go on some gravel with it. I think I can travel with it a little bit. But I don't know. Good God, it kind of crushes my nuts. It's not that part's not fun. That part I'm not a fan of at all. So I might have to get a cup to start wearing that, to start riding that thing. Jesus. Another thing I've started adding to my practice or my workouts sometimes is called the Meyer square. Basically, cut from descending numbers throughout the circle of the pattern. So you cut 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you keep going with each inner ring all the way to the center. And the point of this is just to get you loose, to get that gross motor control moving of just 4 nice big sweeping movements. And you can do like a forehand cut, a midnight cut, like just getting your wrist nice and warmed up to turn over when you're going from different cut to different cut and different angle. And the one going from the second rotation to the third rotation is kind of tripping me up. If you watch me here for a second, it's that kind of gets me there for a second, but I'm gonna keep practicing. I like it. I use cutting patterns mainly with for practice with my knives. I usually use like the Arnis or Eskrima cutting patterns I've gotten over the years that I work on. Last but not least, we have the Kitty Skate update. We did see Big Tom. Big Tom is one of our regulars. He doesn't like talking to us. He doesn't like petting us, but he will watch us. He will be very wary of us. He is one of the most common ones that we've seen. But we've tried bringing him catnip. We've tried bringing him cat grass. We've tried giving him treats. He does not like us. So we're not going to try and press our luck. We just skate by and say, "Hey, Big Tom, good to see you." But other than that, most of the other kitties have been, you know, MIA, have been missing, and I have a roster somewhere on the screen here with me now. But yeah, if we see them in this colder weather, I'll be surprised, but I will let you know. I will let you know, because skating in this weather is quite nice. That's going to be it for the training journal. Other than that, I have class on Friday, like I said, with the sharp sword, which I'll bring you guys updates about. I have some shooting with that web series again for Red Arrow. I hope I can actually bring some stuff from that, maybe some fight stuff. We talked about some props I'm gonna bring for us to look at, so we'll see about that soon. But leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out here. It would mean a lot to me. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time for my training journal.